If you thought the biggest twist in Evita was the plot, think again. Rachel Zegler's backstage drama could be the real showstopper.
We forget while everyone was enjoying the film, the actors were being paid residuals. Like, they were literally being paid barely anything for their work, and we wonder why Rachel Zegler is speaking out against this. Like, I don't know, maybe it makes perfect sense because that was her first experience with the film industry, and like, yeah, she was kind of screwed. Like, yeah. And listen, she turned out fine. Like, she's making a lot more money than I am, but, you know, I would be pissed too!
People tried to warn her in quiet backstage talks, but she ignored every sign. Now, the bill might land right at her feet. Fresh buzz from Broadway says Rachel Zegler could face a stunning $5 million penalty for how she acted on the Evita set.
Anyways, I've been getting a lot of hate comments lately, which is really hilarious, but they're all from the same girl, and it's actually hilarious. Like, her comments tell me that I'm not fit to play princesses. Then why have I played two? I have another callback for the West Side movie in early June. I'll let you guys know how that goes, and otherwise I'm just ballin'. I'm just living my best life.
She didn't storm off or quit, but insiders say a series of outbursts triggered a rare tarnish the show clause in her contract. That clause is almost never used, only when things go totally off the rails. Now, producers might use it hard. The drama exploded just after Rachel spoke out, blaming castmates and claiming she was sabotaged from the start. But now the production is firing back, $5 million for offstage behavior. Her team? Just a tight no comment.
It's all Rachel Zegler and her behavior. And if it was just one comment, it probably would have been forgotten by now. But it was comment after comment, and it was pissing off everybody, pissing off all of America. And it became such a disaster that they had to shut her up, which was the smartest move they made. But the onus is all on her.
Sure, it feels like every aspect of this just seems to breed controversy, and yet that's just another aspect of it. By all accounts, they do not get on particularly well.
Behind the scenes, everything's in chaos. Then came leaked DMs. In those private messages, Rachel slammed the Evita cast, saying they created a toxic environment and the whole show was set up to make her fail. Online reactions split fast. Some fans praised her honesty, others accused her of betrayal.
Yeah, and she's the same lovely soul who just put out a message wishing Trump supporters that they never know peace. So we have an epidemic on our hands of out-of-touch actresses and celebrities. I mean, why accept a role if you clearly despise it of a beloved classic? Like, maybe don't take that role then.
The cast stayed silent. No replies, no defenses. Just a heavy quiet that made things feel worse. Sources say the DMs were the last straw. Tensions had been building for weeks. Missed rehearsals, weird moods, crew complaints stacking up. Now, producers are pulling out the contract and eyeing that punishment clause, directly aimed at Rachel's bank account.
I'm just thoroughly convinced that Rachel Zegler is the unluckiest lucky person that has ever existed. Like, we just need to take a look through of her entire career, and like, you'll understand once you see. Okay, so first, imagine you have the voice of an angel. Like, she has one of the best singing voices that I've ever heard. At 16, she starts auditioning for the part of Maria in West Side Story. But mind you, this isn't any West Side Story remake. This is a Spielberg West Side Story remake. And at 17, you get the part, right? Your first ever acting job is playing the lead in a Spielberg movie. Insane. But then your co-star has all of these allegations come out, so they ramp down all of the PR for this movie. Then your co-star for one of your next movies is also a terrible person. Okay, maybe third time's the charm. You get cast to play the Snow White. But never mind, your co-star is a Zionist. Literally pray for her.
After weeks of leaks, backstage tension, and viral backlash, sources say producers are combing through her contract line by line, not just because of what Rachel allegedly said, but because the fallout is making the show look bad. Broadway runs on ticket sales, not drama, and Evita is already feeling the heat. Fans are picking apart rehearsal clips frame by frame, and Rachel's name is trending for chaos instead of talent. Producers have reportedly called in lawyers to see if her public flare-ups, leaks, blow-ups, missed rehearsals count as a breach. The problem? Clauses like this are almost never enforced. They're usually a last resort threat. The fact anyone's discussing it out loud means things backstage are truly unraveling. Rachel's team, total silence, no denials, no spin, fueling. Speculation that she really could face a $5 million hit for losing her cool. Or maybe it's the producers cranking up pressure, reminding her who's in charge. Either way, if they pull the trigger, everything changes.
If they go through with it, it won't just hurt her image, it could wreck her career. But insiders say this isn't just about money, it's a warning. Big stars like Rachel don't sign basic deals. Their contracts are full of hidden rules to protect the show. One leak says Rachel's deal had a conduct and reputation clause. Anything she says or does that hurts the production, she pays. And $5 million isn't random. It's tied to the show's budget, marketing, and lost ticket sales if the star becomes a PR risk.
Yeah, this girl doesn't really help the movie. The more she speaks, the less people want to watch it. And users in the comments didn't hold back. She's paid for a movie nobody asked for and still nobody wants. Yep, and another one, bro, she just blew up. Can she chill? She's been in like 3 movies. Exactly,
After weeks of leaks and backlash, sources say producers are going over Rachel's contract word for word. Not just because of what she said, but because the fallout is damaging the show. Broadway needs ticket buyers, not drama. Evita is already under fire. Fans are picking apart rehearsal videos, and Rachel's trending for the wrong reasons. Lawyers are now involved to see if her actions, fights, missed rehearsals, viral outbursts, break the contract. Normally, this clause is just a threat. But if it's being talked about out loud, it means things backstage are falling apart. Rachel's team still hasn't said a word.
She's the definition of toxic. Everywhere she shows up, disaster is right behind her.
So what pushed things this far? Insiders say it wasn't one meltdown, it was a pattern. Leaks and whispers show Rachel becoming harder to work with as rehearsals dragged on. One viral post called her emotionally unpredictable, quiet 1 minute, snapping the next. Another said working with her felt like walking on eggshells. Sharp arguments with vocal coaches, silent treatment during feedback, and skipping important rehearsals, it all built up. The picture painted is clear: a star becoming a storm.
She believes that she should be able to express herself and speak her truth or whatever nonsense, regardless of the consequences to everybody else. In reality, you have a job. You're getting paid to do this job. You signed on the dotted line. You took on the role. And that job comes with certain basic responsibilities. And one of the most basic is the responsibility to control yourself and comport yourself a certain way publicly so that you don't harm the project, thereby harm all the hundreds of other people who are working on it.
Then came the moment that may have changed everything. A crew member filed a formal complaint after Rachel allegedly snapped at them during a late-night tech run. No quotes leaked, but the incident was reported. That's when producers went into legal mode. They pulled out her contract, highlighted the conduct clause, and started doing the math. And this happened before the DMs leaked, before she blamed castmates, before her public statement made headlines. To outsiders, she was finally speaking up. To producers, it was another act of defiance. They're now tracking every move, either to pressure her or to build a case. This isn't tabloid drama anymore. It's about control, and the next move might be the biggest one yet.
a crime of woke feminist commie lunacy. So that leaves us with she, her, hers. Rachel Zegler. Zegler? I'm not sure. The partner in crime and one of the most entitled, toxic,
I'm a narcissist.
man-hating, nasty bitch. The last part, her words. Who single-handedly actually annoyed everyone so bad they escaped this mess. Well played.
When the leaks hit, fans thought Rachel was calling the shots, but insiders say it's the opposite. While she sent out blame-filled messages, the producers said nothing. No public statements, no pushback, just paperwork. That $5 million clause? It's not just about the money, it's a power move. They're letting the rumor do the talking. Fear of lawsuits, fear of going broke, fear of being labeled difficult, a career killer for a rising star. Some say the timing of the leaks was no accident. Right after her statements, producers leaked the clause. Their silence spoke volumes. The message? Get in line or get buried. Fans split fast. One side says she crossed the line. She's been a diva for months, good for the producers. The other calls it cruel. She's 22, under pressure, showing emotion. And why no official word if the fine is real? Maybe it's just legal, theater. But the damage is done. Her name is now tied to backstage chaos and million-dollar penalties. Whether she ever pays a dime, the story stuck. She survived Snow White's backlash and made it to Broadway. But this moment? This could be the tipping point. After weeks of silence, Rachel finally spoke. Not with an apology, but with a counterattack. They set me up. That's not regret, it's a challenge. So the question isn't just what went wrong with Evita, it's who is Rachel Zegler when the pressure hits. Look at the past. Blown up press tours, awkward interviews, clashes on set. The same cycle plays out. Backlash, silence, leaked blame, and reappearance as the misunderstood survivor. It's a pattern, and patterns raise questions. Her fans call her strong, brave, unafraid. Her critics call it blame shifting. The truth? Maybe it's both. Maybe the set was toxic. Maybe she was cornered. But maybe, just maybe, she played a part too. Because Evita didn't crash alone. Dozens of pros were part of it. And if Rachel keeps playing the victim, she risks turning even supporters away. Her talent is real. Her drive is obvious. But raw talent, without humility, is a tough sell. If her next move is more blame, she'd better be ready for the fallout. Hollywood loves a comeback, but it never forgets a burn. So now we ask, is Rachel telling her truth or just dodging the truth? Depends who. You ask, just know this. The story's not over, it's just getting started.